Well, that was a statement from Brentford. 3-0 against Tottenham on the opening weekend, and the scoreline actually feels like a reflection of the game. Brentford were sharper, more organized, and much more dangerous, while Tottenham looked like a team still trying to figure itself out. And that's probably the biggest takeaway for Spurs. The new era under Roberto De Zerbi could take some time to settle. Brentford were ready from the first settle. You could see what Brentford wanted almost immediately. They pressed with energy, moved the ball quickly, and attacked the spaces around Tottenham's defense. They weren't intimidated by Spurs' big summer investment or the quality on the Tottenham team sheet. The breakthrough came in the 12th minute through King Lewis Potter, and suddenly the whole game changed. Brentford had something to protect. Tottenham had to respond, and instead of taking control, Spurs became increasingly disjointed. Then came Vitaly Janel's goal in the 33rd minute, and at 2-0, Brentford were completely in command. One of the standard stories was Mamadou Sangare. On his debut, he produced 2 assists and was heavily involved in Brentford's attacking play. That's exactly the kind of debut you dream about. He wasn't simply getting on the ball and playing safe passes. He was looking to move Brentford forward and create things, and Tottenham struggled to deal with him. Tottenham looked completely disconnected. This is where the alarm bells will begin ringing for Spurs supporters. Tottenham had 59% possession compared with Brentford's 41%, but possession wasn't translated into danger. They managed just 4 shots on target, while Brentford produced 8. And that tells you something. Spurs were seeing plenty of the ball, but Brentford were controlling the important areas. Tottenham's passing often looked too slow. Their attack combinations weren't clicking, and there seemed to be very little community between the new additions and the players older at the club. That's understandable to an extent. They have made significant changes over the summer, but we don't want to be saying give them time too many times when the season has started. And then Coyote finished it. Michael Coyote made it 3-0 in the 49th minute, and from that point, the result was essentially beyond that. What's interesting is that Brentford didn't need to dominate possession to dominate the match. They were simply more effective. Their attacks had purpose. Their transitions were dangerous. Their players seemed to know exactly where the next pass was going. Tottenham had the ball, but Brentford had the game. Now, I wouldn't go anywhere near saying Roberto De Zerbi is already in trouble. It's one match, but it's a very difficult first impression. Tottenham have invested heavily this summer, with players such as Sandro Tonali, Andy Robertson, and Jan Paul Van Hecker arriving, and they are understandably high expectations. The problem isn't losing to Brentford. The problem is how Tottenham lost. They look short for cohesion, and the statistics back that up. One report had Spurs at just 0.47 expected goals compared with 3.96 for Brentford. That's a massive gap. For Keith Andrews, this couldn't have gone much better. A 3-0 win against Tottenham, a clean sheet, 3 different goal scorers, and an attacking performance full of confidence. Brentford finished 9th last season and already looked like a team capable of causing trouble for the bigger clubs. The question now is whether they can maintain that level consistently, because if they can, Brentford could be one of the more interesting teams to watch this summer. For Brentford, this is about belief. They have just beaten Tottenham convincingly, and have done it without needing to dominate possession. For Tottenham, it's about patience and agency at the same time. Yes, they are new players. Yes, the squads need time to develop chemistry, but Spurs can't afford to spend too long looking like strangers. And that's the uncomfortable bit. Tottenham just didn't lose 3-0. They were outplayed. Brentford looked like the team that had been working on a clear plan for months. Tottenham look like they are still working out that plan is. And that's probably the biggest story come out of the G-Tech tonight.